Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Brčko in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now, this is going to be a rare treat on my channel. If you're new to my channel and to this video series, I'm going in alphabetical order to every region of the world, which means sometimes a country will have a lot of episodes and sometimes a country will not. Bosnia and Herzegovina is only going to have 3 episodes in this series, so we're very rarely visiting Bosnia, which is very sad because it's a really beautiful and interesting country. There's only Bosnia and Herzegovina, Republika Srpska, which is up here and down here, and the Brčko district. That's it. So tonight we're visiting this little corner of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now this area is very special and unique, not just to the country of Bosnia, but to the rest of Europe. It is called Europe's only free city, in that it is pretty much a self-regulating, semi-autonomous region in Europe. It's located along the Sava River here, along its border with Croatia over here, which is very important to its history. And it's pretty much just the city of Brčko and various little villages, along with a massive shopping center on the border with Republika Srpska, which we'll talk about in the tablet section. Now, why does this place exist? Why are the regions of Bosnia like this? Let's find out in its history. Now, there's not a lot of details about Brčko up until like the 1990s. So, from what I've gathered throughout history and the history of Bosnia, just little bits here and there, there's apparently a tribe of the Illyrians, ancient peoples that lived in the Balkan area here in Europe. It's like southeastern Europe. The Illyrians. There's a tribe of them known as the Brčci, which might be where Brčko comes from. They were conquered by the Romans in the 1st century BCE. This area fell under the Roman Empire, and later when the Roman Empire split in two, became part of the Eastern Roman Empire, or the Byzantine Empire, and ruled it for quite a while. At least until 1463, when the Ottoman Empire invaded and took over. Now, this is extremely important to the history of many Bosniaks, since at this time many Bosniaks converted to Islam, and many are still Islamic to this day. In 1878, Austria-Hungary takes over and starts implementing a more Western European culture and lifestyle to the region, which is a bit of a culture shock after being exposed to a more Islamic, Eastern European lifestyle. Now, at this time, we do have the Bosniaks. There are Croatians that live here as well, and there are the Serbs. Serbia is right here next door. And there's a lot of mingling, at least in like the more border areas here. The Serbians were very, very opposed to Ottoman rule and resisted many times, fought a whole civil war, won their independence, so on and so forth. So once Austria-Hungary starts poking around and messing with things, they're not happy about that either. I don't think anyone was really happy about what was going on here. The Habsburgs were scheming in this area. It led to World War I. Here's Sarajevo, right? The capital of Bosnia-Herzegovina, where the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was shot by a Serb, and that sparked the domino effect chain of events that started World War One. So yeah, we move on to World War II. Bosnia and Brčko was ceded to the Croatian puppet state set up by Nazi Germany, which of course was detrimental to pretty much the entire population of what's now today Bosnia-Herzegovina. In 1945, the end of World War II, it became part of Yugoslavia, which was an interesting country while it existed. It was really only held together by the leader, Josip Broz Tito. Tito was a very ingenuitive person. I think, there's no such thing as a perfect leader. There's no great leaders. He ran Yugoslavia the best he could. Yugoslavia for a minute was kind of thriving. It even hosted the Olympics. Sarajevo hosted the Olympics in 1984, but it went downhill toward the end of his life, and after he passed, everything collapsed, right? Everything collapsed, and the country was breaking apart by ethnic groups. And the Bosniaks here were like, finally we can have our own independence. We're very different from the Serbians, who are Christians and have their own language and lifestyle, where most of them are Muslims and have their own language and lifestyle. So breaking apart from that sparked the Bosnian War, which raged from 1992 to 1995. It was an absolutely atrocious event. Let's just say, for YouTube-friendly purposes, there was a cleansing of that certain ethnicity, right? I remember it, actually. I was really little, learning about geography and geopolitics, because I was always a map nerd, and being shocked that this was happening in current times. It was like baby's first atrocity. It was just like, what? This is horrible. And it certainly was. There was one very tragic event that occurred here in Brčko on April 30th, 1992, on a bridge linking the city with Croatia. Bombs were planted and the bridge blew up, with many people, Croats and Bosniaks, crossing the bridge. Around 100 people lost their lives in that event. But thankfully, this war came to an end with the 1995 Dayton Peace Accords, or the Dayton Agreement, where they went to Dayton, Ohio, and figured things out. And the borders of these different regions of Bosnia and Herzegovina were drawn up. So we have Bosnia and Herzegovina, like I said, which is where most of the Bosniaks live. We have Republika Srpska up here, and down here where most of the Serbs live. But then there's Brčko, which prior to the conflict had just a huge mixed bag of Croats, Bosniaks, and Serbs. What to do with it? Well, they thought, how about just we try to let it be its own thing and we see what happens. And that's what happened in 1999. The Brčko district was established, and it has been its own thing ever since. Unlike the rest of Bosnia, where everything is very, either you're Bosnian or Serb or this or that, and that's the school you go to, those are the shops you go to, that's the neighborhood you live in, so on and so forth. Brčko is mixed, completely mixed. It seems like in all the articles I read, everyone's just like, it's whatever. We don't care who you are, what ethnicity you are, where you come from. Everyone's just people here, which is great. But because of the Dayton Accords, Brčko has been a free city, semi-autonomous, making its own rules within the jurisdiction of Bosnia. And it seems like things are going very well, which is so nice to hear after the atrocities that occurred in this part of the world not too long ago. That is why Bosnia is the way that it is. And that is why Brčko exists. And that is its history. Very unique, isn't it? Now, before we hop over to the tablet, I do have to warn you that whoever has uploaded photos and tagged things here has done a terrible job. So I know I have a lot of European viewers, so I need you guys to hop over here to Brčko. Take some photos, upload them to Google, and fix these results, because a lot of places that I want to show you aren't even tagged. Like, I can't show you them. So, it may not be the best Google Earth section, so just bear with me. We'll look at what we can look at. And without further ado, let's head over to the tablet. Here we are in the Brčko district. And let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here's beautiful Bosnia and Herzegovina. It's a country on my bucket list. Don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but my Google image is of the Starry-Most Bridge in Bosnia, one of the places I really want to see in the country besides Sarajevo and all that. But anyway, here's Europe. Northeast, southwest. We are in southeastern Europe, in the area known as the Balkans. Right. Balkans. We have Greece, Bulgaria, North Macedonia, Albania, Kosovo, Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia. Pretty much almost all of former Yugoslavia right here. I don't think Slovenia is part of the Balkans, but it was part of Yugoslavia, right? Why am I doubting myself? Surely. I'm doubting myself. Someone will let me know if I'm right or wrong. Slovenia is not on the mind currently. And here's a Brčko. You can see the river making this border here. The Sava. There's Croatia over there. So let's start off by looking at the actual city. I'll show you just the basic slideshow here. You saw the city hall in the intro, which I'll show you in a minute. But it's a very typical little city town. You have your pretty churches, big old Soviet-style apartment blocks. That was the city hall. Because, yeah, Yugoslavia was not Soviet, but it was Soviet adjacent. Tito was not a fan of the Soviet Union, but a fan of, like, how the country was ran and tried to do his own thing. Which was good and bad, like any country. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's see, so we're going to go up here. I have to remember where everything is. Let's look at all the restaurants and things. I should probably, here it is, turn off the everything. So here is the beautiful city hall. And apparently the city could not agree on one memorial for the Civil War, so they built 3. And of course they're not tagged. Well, I guess this one's tagged. Oh, it's just a plaque. That's right. But here's one of them. I don't know which one is for which. I don't remember. I think I looked it up, but I don't remember. But we have one here. We have one here. And then we have one here. For each major ethnicity. And here is the beautiful City Hall building. Definitely in the kind of Ottoman style, with a little dome on the top. Big old pretty building. And there's not a lot of historical slideshows to show you in this region. So yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to go visit museums and things. Or maybe you would find some better ones. You all should try hopping over to Google Earth and seeing if you can find anything. What is this? I cannot read it. It says museum. It's a gas station, as we say in America. Oh, it's an art museum. Whoa. Interesting. They got the fish. Yeah, see, like, this is what a lot of the photos look like. What even is this? Okay. Why would you upload that? I don't know. Pictures of books. Maybe this was a famous person's house and that's their library. I don't know. I don't know what this is. Someone would probably tell me. There's a big old parking lot here, though. Massive. But yeah. Not much else to show you here in the city. The slideshows are kind of sad. You can see all the grocery stores too. I guess Bingo is the name of the big store here. Good name for a store. Here's a water tower. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, this isn't going to be the most exciting Google Earth, but I can show you. Let me throw the borders back up. I don't wind up in Republika Srpska. We need to find the Arizona, which is not hard to find. It's this big building here. Now this is a big shopping center right on the border. It looks like, according to this, the border just runs straight through it because it's like in the States we call it a strip mall, where it's not one big building, it's a bunch of little buildings. You park outside. It's one massive strip mall. Now this place had quite a reputation back in the late 90s when it was built. It was pretty much the place where you would get some shady things. In San Francisco, we'd call that area the Tenderloin, or like red light district. Illegal things, like not bad illegal, but illegal things. You know what I'm trying to say. But it's been pretty much cleaned up and is just full of various shopping experiences. Mostly bootleg clothing, from what I can tell. Let's pick a random store. This is Marina. You can buy leggings, tracksuits. Oh, very stylish. You can buy all your rip-off Nikes and Adidas, as we say in the States. Adidas says everywhere else. Yeah, you can get all kinds of counterfeit goodies here. Not so much anything nefarious, although I think I saw some dubious stores pop up when I was looking around, and I'm not going to tap on anything that looks too dubious so my video doesn't get demonetized. But that's the Arizona shopping center. I couldn't figure out why it's called Arizona. I think it just is. But as you can see throughout the rest of this district, it's pretty much just little farmlands, little villages. It gets pretty mountainy over here. Let's see what this is. Teamwork. Well, that's fun. Enjoy the view up here. Big ol' swing. I don't think I'd want to go on the big ol' swing. I like when my feet are planted on the ground. That's just me. I think I remember that this is a bad slideshow. Just a lot of nothing. But yeah, that's pretty much the area here. All the little farms here, little towns, the big shopping center, and the full-on town, Brčko. That's pretty much it. It's Brčko City Park. Do you think that has a good slideshow? It's a shopping center. It's not a park, it's shops. Let's go shopping at the city park. What can we get? Could get some food. Doesn't look very appetizing. Bread looks really great. What else can we find?
Oh no, that looks a lot better. Although raw onions are not for me. I cannot stand the taste and texture of raw onions. Cooked in any way, shape, or form, I'll love it, but just not raw. This looks like a deli. The New Yorker. Is it shopping centers, a restaurant? Some balloons. Lots of balloons. And looks like a grocery store. And watches. Okay, we can get some watches here. Probably a knockoff watch. But a watch nonetheless. They still work. There's nothing wrong with getting something that's a knockoff. Who cares? So yeah, this is the area. If there's something like significant that I missed, please let me know in the comments. If you're from this area, from this country, or from nearby, I was like, I can't believe you didn't talk about the bingo. Let's look at a bingo. Here's the bingo market. Or something, or rather, just let me know in the comments. It's a very typical grocery store. Do you call them grocery stores where you live? What do you call it? Like the shops? Oh my gosh, you can buy washing machines at the bingo. Or maybe it's just a no, I think you can buy these. But it's have a laundromat because there's fridges over here too. Cool, they got appliances at the bingo. It's like we kind of have a store like that here in Idaho called Fred Meyer where they sell like everything. They got a nice variety of things here at the bingo. Including a chicken. Is that alive? That can't be real. No, that's a stuffed chicken. They just put a little chicken in there with the eggs. I don't know. You never know. I mean, if I was in like Serbia or Albania and saw a chicken at the grocery store, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Why not? So yeah, that's all I got for you. Otherwise, we're just playing around. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this style of content, please consider subscribing. And you know what's funny? In this series, this wasn't planned. This was completely organic. This is next in the alphabet. We're going to another free city. It's in Europe, so it's not free anymore. But it was free for like hundreds of years. So we're going to the equivalent of this city, but in Germany. Be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. There's actually some really great slideshows there and a UNESCO site, so you don't want to miss it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational.